Something is really pissing me off about the entire YouTube community, and it's something I've tried to ignore for the longest time and just focus on my own work, but it just seems to be worsening by the day. So, YouTube just doubled the watch time requirement for new creators who want to qualify for ad revenue, right? So, starting February 2027, new creators will need 1,000 subscribers and 8,000 qualified public watch hours in the last 12 months, and this is like an increase from what it used to be, which was 4,000 public watch hours. Everyone seems to be losing their mind over the whole thing. Like, predictably, the internet is having a meltdown. So it's like I can't scroll past my homepage without coming across a number of videos insinuating that YouTube is killing small creators. Basically, the internet is all up in a frenzy about this, and I don't understand why. Some have even gone as far to say that they are leaving YouTube and YouTube is killing small creators and this and that, and it's just a lot of bickering, bitching, and moaning. And really, I don't understand what the problem is. But hear me out. So first of all, I think we're being a bit too alarmist about something that is actually very normal. Like, platforms change their rules all the time. Twitter also recently just changed their creator monetization program policy, if that's what it's called. We've seen the likes of Instagram change policies. YouTube has changed policies one too many times. I think maybe this monetization one is probably like the major one it has changed in the past few years, but like it has changed policies in different, other ways. And it's not just say social media as well, like even companies often change policies, like you would see with restructuring that's been happening. So that's just how life works. That's basically how platforms work. And of course, I don't expect many people to outrightly always agree with change. You can absolutely disagree with the change. You can think that 8,000 hours is a bit too high. You can think that 20 million short views is ridiculous. But I don't think that we need to always immediately turn every platform policy change into this chatter about the platform is against creators. It's tired. It's alarmist at best. But what am I trying to say in this video basically? First of all, I am a relatively new creator myself, so we don't think that this is coming from someone who doesn't exactly understand what the rage is about. Trust me, 4,000 watch hours sounds like a lot. Before I got into the side of the internet where there's so much bickering, bitching, and moaning about the new YouTube policy, when I did watch the video first, what I just said to myself was, okay, I need to make better videos. I need to make videos that probably more. I need to make videos that people find, or more people find, valuable enough to watch over and over again. If your content is genuinely good and people actually want to watch your content, 4,000 watch hours is a milestone, but it's very achievable within a reasonable time frame. I am not stating whether 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, it's definitely achievable. That's my point. If the threshold becomes 8,000 public hours, also a milestone. And if anything, I really don't think that's anything for you to worry about if your content, again, is deemed valuable by viewers or by consumers. If tomorrow YouTube says, okay, now we're moving from 8,000 public watch hours to 10,000 or 12,000, then it's 12,000. It's actually fine. Again, if your content is deemed valuable by consumers, by viewers, you will get there regardless. So it beats me when I see so-called serious creators beating their head around how to get around the threshold or how to maybe game the system or so. I can't even wrap my head around the fact that I am seeing comments about panic and bitching and moaning about how to get around this threshold than I am seeing about, oh, why aren't people watching my videos long enough? Like, do I need to make better videos, or what do I need to do? What do I need to double down on that will make reaching this threshold seem attainable or seem realistic for me? Because really, as you're bitching and moaning, I tell you, a number of people out there putting in work and doing what they have to do, actually meeting this threshold in record time and surpassing it. I think this whole noise and panic stems from the fact that we've created this weird culture around online creation where everybody wants to skip the apprenticeship phase. I mean, no thanks to self-acclaimed YouTube gurus with their how to blow up in 30 days content, how to get monetized in 60 days, how I got 10,000 subscribers in 3 months. All that, I don't want to call them rubbish. Like, I have come across content around how to hack the algorithm and I don't know. But I think it has suddenly made people start thinking the natural progression of becoming a creator is just create today, go viral tomorrow, monetize the day after, and make money in 1 week. And all I'm trying to say in this video is I think this whole YouTube change in policy is sort of it ought to sort of rewire, what's up there. Like there is actually a process to being a content creator, to being a serious YouTuber, and not just some guy that's just trying to get the next meal and just trying to game the system to get the next meal. You ought to make bad videos. You make a couple of them before you move to some slightly less bad videos, and then you figure out what your audience responds to. And while on that, you get to improve your storytelling, you get to improve your thumbnails, you get to learn editing, pacing, you get to learn how to hold people's attention basically. And to get to this point, you will likely make about 50 videos or even 100 of them. And what this first 50 to 100 videos help you do is helping you look at what worked and what really isn't working or what maybe can be tweaked. It's basically you putting the reps in. That is what becoming a creator is actually about. That is what it was meant to be. That is what it used to be. This entire monetization craze, it rubs me up the wrong way. And sometimes I see some content or I see some comments from some people and I'm asking myself, what are you really doing here? You don't really belong here, to be honest with you. Right? Just the same way you don't just barge into some organization trying to be a finance bro or a tech bro or a software engineer or lawyer or a doctor. I think when it comes to online content creation and seeing it as a career and as a business, people just throw decorum off the window. People want to throw actual grit off the window. It's a job. That if you see that so this video I'm speaking to serious creators or people who actually want to build a long-term career in the creator economy. I'm not speaking to people who are trying to get the next meal by getting the system off of YouTube. I might not be in the right position to be saying all of this, right? But I think I'm doing something that I am very proud of and I'm very comfortable with, right? So look at what I'm doing with Internet Economy channel and with Internet Nerd Character, for instance. I'm constantly changing things. If you go all the way down to the videos, I think I have just about 10 videos so far. And even that 10 videos it's actually me actually overthinking. I should actually have more out. But if you actually go down from the first video, you see I started one way with just pure narrative, faceless, just storytelling and pictures and images. I kind of didn't feel comfortable with that personally, within myself, right? And then I started putting my face into the videos, right? Which I considered more of like more me, right? I considered to be more comfortable with that. And also it saves me more time as well. And then if you notice later, I started experimenting with different formats. And now I have gotten to the point of now incorporating visual explanations and hand-drawn illustrations, right? So I'm constantly asking myself, does this work? I'll constantly send my videos to friends. I'll ask myself, is this interesting? Would I watch this if I was not the one creating it? Would I come back for another one in this same channel if I was not the one sitting behind the channel? That is the work. There's a lot of work and intentionality that goes into building this thing called YouTube, which for me, I see it as a business. I see it as a proper infrastructure based on the plans that I have, right? Now, if you do not see it as that, then maybe this video or this rant is maybe not for you. And then maybe you actually were within your rights to, rant and bitch and moan about YouTube's new policy. But again, I put it to you that if you're someone who is serious about creating a proper online creator business, right? I think the part that you should care about, like I care about, is not whether YouTube says 4,000 or 8,000 public hours, right? Because I always tell myself, if I make something that is genuinely valuable, the numbers, the viewers should eventually follow at some point. It may not be immediately, it may not be in 3 months, it may not be even in a year, but that is the point. The point is trying to build something. You don't open a storefront or a shop or something and you expect it to start bringing sales immediately. You actually need time to build trust, to put the reps in. You just need time, man. You just need time. Like, this should go without saying. And these are things that I've always had in my mind, but I just sort of felt like to not, bother about it. But I think with this new policy, just sort of erupted a wave of I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. It's scary out there. Why is everyone all up in arms? What is going on? So I really think that if you're someone that is trying to build something online, your goal is not just to get monetized. That is very simplistic, especially when you are like at the early phase. You're a small creator. You're a new creator. You are trying to compare yourself to more mid-level established creators. It makes no sense, right? I think as a small creator, your goal should not be monetization. That is like putting the cart before the horse. Your goal should be obsessing over getting better and building something that people, not you, that people consider valuable enough to want to always come back to. When you have that, trust me, monetization and public hours and all of that is going to follow. I've seen people do this thing within 2 months, within 3 months, and that's largely because of they have something or they had something that people will consider valuable. Now, what is valuable is actually relative. It could be entertaining, it could be silly as hell, it could be educative, it's just anything at all, but it is not for you to say. Now, you leave that to the people to decide. I need serious creators to understand that YouTube monetization is not exactly the business, right? If you're a serious creator, it is just one revenue stream inside the business. Your YouTube channel can become your portfolio, it can become your resume, it can become your distribution platform, it can become your audience, your proof of expertise, it can lead to brand partnerships, speaking opportunities, consulting, products, communities. Like the opportunities are endless, way beyond just YouTube AdSense and monetization. If you're losing sleep over this 8,000 public watch hours thing, then maybe you're actually building the wrong business, because trust me, the goalposts will keep shifting. It will keep changing. Policies will keep changing, because guess what? You do not own the platform and you cannot tell the owners of the platform how to run their business. You benefit from doubling down on things that matter, which is actually improving your value proposition a lot more than just bothering about monetization. If your entire creator business depends on the moment YouTube starts sending you AdSense money, then again, I think you're looking at this entire thing too narrowly, because even after you get monetized, let's say with 4,000 public hours, right? After you reach that threshold, right, it doesn't automatically mean that you start making life-changing money. If you struggle to hit that threshold, when you eventually cross it, you will still struggle to make substantial money enough to even help enable you live off of YouTube full time. Again, your worry is not public watch hours. It should be the least of your concern. To be honest with you, as a small creator, as a new creator, yeah, actually, monetization or not, you still need people to watch your videos. You still need people to care about your videos. You still need to make good content. If it took you 1 year to get 4,000 public watch hours, when you eventually get there and you get monetized, you don't just start making the thousands of dollars immediately. You still need people to actually care about your video to make reasonable amount of money. So what are we saying? Potato. So no, I don't agree that the new monetization threshold is the end of the creator economy. I think, if anything, it is a reminder that monetization was never supposed to be the goal. Especially with AI being all the rave right now, we're seeing a lot of people trying to game the system, a lot of so-called creators, using AI to make all sort of slop and dumping it on these platforms, all in a bid to make money. It's not just on YouTube as well. I see platforms like Spotify also rolling out their own stuff as well, because really, AI has made content generation, I don't want to call it creation, AI has made content generation so easy, such that anybody can whip up something in 2 seconds. And these are basically platforms reacting to that. So again, if you're a serious creator who is not in the business of creating slop, who is in the business of creating value, right, and creating a sustainable, long-lasting business, this monetization threshold update is a reminder that YouTube AdSense monetization or whatever was never supposed to be the goal. It was never supposed to be the be-all, end-all. Fantastic, it's a great metric, but it shouldn't be the be-all, end-all. I always believe in building skill and expertise and value first. And once you build those things first, trust me, money and all of those things will follow you. It's and YouTube money would be there are a lot of creators out there that YouTube AdSense money for them, like their revenue chain, it's not at the top. So it's great money, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have, but at the level that you're currently in, again, for new creators, trust me, you would benefit from obsessing over more important things than this. The goal I will always say is to become good enough at what you do such that people actually want to keep watching you. At the risk of sounding maybe insensitive, if this new thing makes you lose sleep, then maybe the problem is not YouTube. Maybe the problem is that you need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe the problem is that you need to reassess why exactly you're on this platform, and then maybe you leave content creation for people who are genuinely interested in adding value and creating content with value. So that is probably the part of this conversation that I think we're missing. So we all need to stop and maybe take a break from obsessing over monetization and start obsessing over something that is worthwhile. YouTube is trying to sieve out who serious creators are from the posers that we have. Because right now, you agree with me that there are a lot of posers out there, and a lot of you guys bitching and moaning are actually one of them. So this policy or this update is basically just trying to weed out, the amount of posers that we have out there. So I think if anything, it should charge you to stop obsessing over monetization and start obsessing over creating something that is worth watching and returning to. That's my 2 cents. I don't mean to ruffle any feathers. I think I've just had it up to here, and we just need to really focus on more important things. Okay, thank you. And please stop messing my FYP. Please, we need to see more important things. Enough of the fear mongering. Please.